Oh my god, what am I doing? Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, Just Thinking Out Loud. I'm kind of on a roll today and just making some videos for you guys, even though I wasn't even planning to. And I wanted to talk about what happened in Charlottesville recently and the march that was going on by white supremacists, white nationalists, and also I guess just white people who were interested in preserving culture. And I don't know, but there are probably other colors of people too who were interested in preserving history, because I assume that different people have different reasons for doing what they do. There were also people who were counter protesters, or you could also say other kinds of supremacists as well. And I have to tell you that I've been suffering from this ailment. It started about 2 years ago when I moved to the city and I discovered how important race was to people, and I just started getting sick and I wasn't really sure how to deal with it. And it just seemed to be getting worse because people just can't see each other as individuals anymore. They just see groups and they think that the important unit in society that legal actions and morality should be based upon is the group. And I don't know, for some reason I just started to feel like me, Desi-Rae, and who I am just didn't matter anymore, and it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. And lately I've been sneezing and I think it starts to become something physical, and oh my god, it's getting even worse right now. You know, this thing that was going on in Charlottesville was just making my head hurt and my sinuses act up, and I just kept thinking to myself, why is this happening? And then I realized that it's this symptom and it's this expression of what's been going on in society for such a long time. And I think that the best way to stop this would be for people to start remembering that we are actually individuals, and that includes the media, who I think has been stirring up all of this stuff. And I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I really am. But honestly, what I think is that I don't have enough information yet. I just wanted to make a video, and I do know that this is what happens. This is obviously what people wanted to happen. I also think that the media is deliberate in only showing hostility and hatred and violence when it comes to specific sides and not showing it for other sides. And you can't see a clear picture if the picture is like this and you're only magnifying on this point. And that is really why you have to take a broader perspective. And I think we have to understand, when we're talking about the pain of the individual, which is always important, however, that's different from saying that this is a pattern that is going on in society. Those are two very, very different things. When I think about white nationalists, and even when I think about black nationalists, I don't get it. I honestly just don't get that mindset. I think that perhaps there is some insecurity within people where they feel as though they have to cling to their group and the actions of their group, even though, in my opinion, the things that make us who we are our own individual actions and who we are. And of course, you are influenced by the group, but it really comes down to the person. And most importantly, I think that everybody has their own unique experiences. We are born with our own two eyes and our own two ears, and that is how we experience the world, and our individual personal mouth to speak. And I don't understand. I just can't get it. And it really feels like an ailment that I've had since I came into this country. And I think a great way to stop it would be to stop with all these identifying yourself and the oppression Olympics, quotas based on these kinds of identities. I think when I think of who Desi-Rae is, I think of the voice that's inside my head, and I think of me personally not even growing up about her, and I just come into this country and I just have to like fall in line to this, like, oh well, because you're of this skin color you should think this way. Oh well, because you're a woman you should think this way. God, it's so annoying. Like, can I just be me, please? Can I just be myself? I would really like that. And I think that if you keep turning a blind eye to specific movements, you are going to have counter movements come up. And if you keep pushing identity politics for one group, then you are going to have identity politics for the other group come up. And when I think about what Trump said, honestly, I think it was fine what he said. I don't think he really needed to condemn specifically the white supremacists more. I understand that people think that in the context of US history, where white supremacy has held power in the past, and atrocious acts were committed against people of color in this country. People think that is necessary for him to specifically denounce that because of the history of the United States. But I didn't really need that. However, that is me, and there might be people who think that that was more necessary. I also don't know why it was called Unite the Right. Regarding the statue, I wouldn't mind if it were there. I actually feel like I understand both sides of the arguments, that for one, it is removing history and that it's important, and different people have different attachments to different symbols. So even though for one person it might mean the history of oppression, for another person it might mean the history of the white race, or it might mean just the history of the United States. So people have different connotations attached to those things. So I don't know. I'm not really sure how I feel about the statue being removed. I also think that it is true that it will still be in history books. Personally, if it were me, I would just leave the statue. And I don't think things should just be removed because they hurt people's feelings. I think that's a bad idea. I think this whole my feelings is really unhealthy and not a good thing. So I guess this is a really short video, and the point I want to make is that, one, I think freedom of speech is important. I think these people had a right to say what they want to say. Two, I think they even more so have a right because it's okay when other groups promote identity politics. Three, I'm sick of identity politics. I really am. Four, I need more facts. So this isn't really a fact-based video and I can't give a proper analysis of what happened. Five, I do not believe in collectivists. I think it's weird when people attach ego to their race. I don't get it. I also think it's strange when people decide to speak for other people in their groups because we are individuals and we go through life as individuals. Six, and the most important thing, I think that this is exactly what was expected to happen. This was inevitable because that's what happened when you play the game of identity politics, and voices become way more ferocious when you try and silence them, especially because they are a counter reaction to the voices of other groups. And there should be no double standards here, but there will always be a double standard, it seems, or at least for a very long time. And I hope eventually people just get so exhausted of this that they just get tired of it and stop doing it. So that's what I think. I might do another video on this, but it will take more time. This is just first thoughts. Goodbye.